Guys, it is Fo from mamaandmoney.com, where I teach you how to make and manage money to become financially free. I am streaming live to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, doing a mompreneur meetup. This is impromptu while my daughter is trying to go down for a nap. So if you hear her in the background, just know we're trying to get her down for a nap. So let me know if you're joining live. If you are joining on the replay, put replay in the comments. And today I'm going to be talking about how to balance your online business with your 9-to-5 job. That is a question that I get a lot of the times. In fact, I sent out an email to my newsletter and I got some questions around how do you manage having an online business with a 9-to-5 job. So I'm going to go into the things that you need to have in order to make that possible. So if you've never joined my lives before, you want to make sure you go ahead and grab a pen and a paper to take notes, because I want to be giving you guys some practical, some tactical things that you can use for your life and for your business. So we're going to be talking about balancing your 9-to-5 job with your online business. So this is for my side hustlers. This is for my people who are trying to build businesses to replace their 9-to-5 jobs. These are going to be tips that you will find useful to making sure that you have a balance for your 9-to-5 and also building your online business. So again, if you're joining live, leave a comment. Let me know what questions you have. And if you are joining on the replay, type replay in the comments so I will know and I'll say hi to you guys. So we're talking about how to balance your online business with your 9-to-5. I want to jump right into the tips that I have for you guys. So if you guys don't know, I actually still work a full-time job, a full-time 9-to-5 job. A real job that requires a lot of time, effort, and energy, but I also run my online business full time. So there are four very distinct things that allow me to be able to do this and do this effectively. And when I say effectively, I mean being able to be effective in my 9-to-5 job, as well as being able to be effective and profitable in the online business. So if you're balancing both, the first thing that you need to have if you're trying to balance your 9-to-5 job and building your online business and your side hustle is to have systems. Systems. You need to have systems in place if you are going to try to build your online business with a 9-to-5 job. Now, what do I mean by having systems? When I say having systems, you need to have automation in your business. You need to have standard processes, and you need to have some kind of scheduling, like social media scheduling, which is also an automation. So you need to have systems in place in your business if you're going to try to balance both of them and to be effective. So that's automation, systems and tools, standard processes, and then with social media specifically, having some kind of scheduling tool that you can use in order to manage that for you. So when I talk about automation, some things that you want to be able to automate in your business would be things like sending out emails, delivering your products if you're selling digital products, having an automated system and sequence for enrolling students if you have some kind of program or course. So these are all things that you want to automate so that you're not doing manually. This is the only way that you can effectively run your business and work your job. And quite frankly, even if you don't have a 9-to-5 job and you're running your business full time, you need to have automation tools and systems in your business, period. If you are running an online business, you need to have automation tools and systems in place if you're going to be effective, if you're going to show up in excellence, and if you're going to serve your customers and your clients well. So the first thing that you need to have are systems. Automations is the first thing I said. And the second thing that you need to have is standard processes. And if you are familiar with operations at all, you know what an SOP is, which is a standard operating procedure. You need to have standard processes for doing things within your business. So for instance, I have a standard process for creating social media graphics, writing the caption, and scheduling it out. There is a process that I have outlined that I can take and give to a VA to say, hey, this is what needs to be done. And they are able to follow my instructions and my directions, and they are able to repeat that. So if you're going to have an online business, whether full-time or not, you need to have standard operating procedures. How are you going to do something in a repeatable manner? Can someone go back and follow your instructions and do the same thing over again? I have a process for social media scheduling. I have a process for how I do my YouTube videos. There is a process for everything. And then I document those processes and procedures so that I can give it to someone else and they will be able to do it. So if you're trying to balance the two, or regardless, if you don't have a 9-to-5 job and you're just trying to figure out, how do I make my business more efficient? How do I become more effective? You need to have standard operating procedures. And I'm just going to tell you, like, if you are planning to scale your business in any way, you're going to need to have this. You're going to have processes outlined. You're going to have procedures so that when you hire people, they know exactly what to do and they can hit the ground running. Okay. So systems, you need to have automation. That means having something automated to send out your emails. That means having something that can send out your products when someone makes a purchase, or automatically enroll people into your program or your course. Then you need to have standard operating procedures. So you need to have a standard way, standard systems and processes for doing everything in your business. You need to systematize everything in your business. If that's creating graphics, you need to have a process for that, and you need to have that outlined. If it's going live or creating a video, creating content. For me, I create content, I write blog posts. I have a standard process for doing that. All that stuff needs to be documented, and you need to have a process for it. So when you do it, you can do it efficiently and effectively. Okay. And then the third thing I mentioned under the systems that you need to have will be a way to schedule your social media posts. If you're running an online business, obviously social media is a huge part of what you do. It's a huge part of how you attract clients, customers. It's a huge part of how you communicate and how you reach more people. So you need to have a way to automate that and have a system for that. There are tons of tools out there for scheduling social media. My preference is actually Facebook's native application. If you have a business page with Facebook, you can actually schedule out your social media for Facebook and Instagram. It does have some limitations, but I have a system for scheduling out my social media. So I'm not here posting every single post that you see. Nothing that I do is manual when it comes to, except for scheduling reels, because you can't schedule those, or stories. Well, I think some platforms let you schedule stories, but nonetheless, you need to have a way to automate that so that you're not manually doing things. Okay. So we got to have systems. That means automations, standard operating procedures, and then you need to have a way to schedule your social media so you're not manually having to do that. Okay, so that's the first thing. If you're just joining, I am talking about how to balance your online business with your 9-to-5 job, or these are general tips that you should have for your online business, period. Okay, and so I said there are 4 things that you need to have in order to balance and be effective at both: systems, schedule, support, and strategy. I just went over the systems that you need to have. If you missed it, be sure to catch the replay. Okay. So the second thing is schedule. You need to have a schedule. If you are going to be about this business 9-to-5 side hustle life, you got to have a schedule. Now, does that mean you're going to be able to stick to it at all times? Absolutely not. Majority of you guys who follow me are moms, your parents. You know how that goes. You have a schedule. Kids don't necessarily abide by schedules, okay? But you want to have a schedule when it comes to what you do in your business. So you know when you work your 9-to-5, you have the hours that you're going to work. You're going to work 8:30 to 5 or 8 to 5, 8, whatever your time frame is, right? So you know what those hours are. Those hours are pretty much set in stone. So you're going to have to fit your business around your job. And here's the thing that I get, the question and kind of the comment that I get from a lot of people is that I don't know how to make time. I don't have time to do my business. Here's my thing. You will make time for whatever is important for you. You will make time for whatever is important to you. So if your business and growing your business is important to you, you will make time for your business. Okay. So you have to make time. You already know that your schedule is limited. So you need to figure out when are those small pockets of time that I can dedicate to doing something that's going to progress and advance my business. So my schedule, I work a 9 to 5. My schedule is usually around, I start working between like 8:15, 8:30, and I'm done at the end of the day by 5:30 sometimes. Right. So I know that I have time before 8:15 and I have time during lunch and I have time after 5:30. And then, of course, I have the weekends off. So I'm very strategic about how I spend my time. So in the mornings, I still got to get ready. I got to get dressed. I got to do my morning routine. I got to get my daughter ready. But there is a small slither of time where I said, okay, I'm going to dedicate this to checking my business emails. Now, whether or not I respond to them at that time, I'm going to use that time effectively to see, okay, what's in the docket? What do I need to keep on my radar? What do I need to respond to at some point? I check my emails in the morning. And then to the point of having systems, I leverage email scheduling. So if I need to respond back to someone that I'm doing a collaboration with, if I need to respond back to a brand or a partner that I have, I'm going to leverage email scheduling so that I get it out of the way and I keep my inbox clean. And that's another thing, making sure that your inbox is organized and clean. That's a whole nother part of having systems that I'm not even going to touch right now. But having a schedule. In the morning, I check my emails. At lunch, I do some of the heavy lifting work that I need to do. So if that's creating content, if that's responding to the emails that I saw earlier that morning, if that's getting on the phone with a brand, I do a lot of lunch phone calls, y'all. When it comes to my brand partners that I work with, I do a lot of lunch calls. They say, hey, when you're available, lunchtime. I'm sorry if that's your lunch, but that's the only time that I'm going to be free. So those are things that you have to make time for if you want your business to be successful. Morning time, lunchtime. I mean, don't spend lunch lollygagging. Use your lunchtime strategically. If you have most people have 30 minutes to an hour for lunch. Use that time strategically. And I can't pick it up right now because I'm using it, but the thing about having an online business is you don't have to be tied to a laptop. You can do a lot of this stuff from your phone. So even if I don't have access to my laptop per se, like if I'm in the office and I don't have access to my laptop to do stuff, I have my phone. There are things you can do from your phone. You can create content from your phone. You can write emails from your phone. Like there are so many things that you can do from your phone. So that shouldn't even be an excuse of not having a laptop or not being able to use your laptop at work. Go outside, use your phone so you can even not be on your company's internet. Okay. So use your lunch wisely. And then after work hours, like the reality is you're going to spend some late nights sometimes. The reality is you're going to work on the weekends. This to me is considered work on the weekends. It's a Sunday afternoon. I'm going live with you guys. This is business stuff. Even though I enjoy it, it's still business. I'm doing that on the weekend. So you have to be smart about how you utilize your time and really have a schedule. So I told you guys morning, lunch, I already know that, hey, these are the times that are set aside for my business. And I don't have it with me. But the other thing is I have a planner and I write down what do I need to get done. I use both a digital planner and a physical planner. And I said, hey, these are the things that I need to get done so that when I have that time available, I can knock those things off and I can be effective and more efficient with my time. Okay. And then the other thing when it comes to schedule is I have a day dedicated to doing CEO stuff. And it's called CEO Day. And on CEO Day is when I look at the finances. So if I have to transfer money, if I have to send invoices, that's Friday. That's my CEO Day. That's when I send out my newsletter emails. So if you're on the newsletter, you know those emails come out every Friday. I try to do it 8:00 in the morning, but in the morning time on Friday, you're going to get an email. Usually I write those emails before Friday and schedule them. But if I haven't, that's what Friday morning is for. And then I also look at my content calendar. What content am I going to plan out? What do I need to get done? When is it going to be due? Do I have some freelance work that I need to get done? Those are all things that I look at on Friday on my CEO Day. So I'm not just working in my business. I'm actually planning and I'm working on the business. So I think that's also important. Have a day that's dedicated to working on your business and not necessarily doing a bunch of tasks. And that just happens to be my Friday, because Friday is a low day at work as far as the workload goes. No one is bothering a lot of people on Fridays. So I can flex that time, that morning time, that lunch time, to do what I need to do for the business. Okay. So let me know if y'all have any questions so far. I talked about the systems that you need to have, and I talked about having a schedule, and I even shared with you guys a little bit of my schedule that I use to manage my business as well. And just a shameless plug here. This is stuff I'm going to be talking about later this year when I open up enrollment for my group coaching program. So if you want to, go ahead and get on the wait list. I'll drop the link on Facebook and on Instagram, but it's themonetizedmom.com. You can get on the wait list, and I go way more in depth. I will go behind the scenes, and you can see all that I do so that you can effectively run your business as well. All right. So we talked about systems. We talked about having a schedule. The next thing you need to have in order to balance both is having support. And there are two things that I mean by that. Support, one, if you have a spouse, if you have a partner, you need their support, period. I would not be able to do what I do without the support of my husband. He is the person who put my daughter down for a nap just now. He is the person I said, okay, I'm about to go live, and he has the TV on his earphones so that I can do this and be effective and operate in my gift and help you guys, okay? So you have to have that support. And the biggest way that you can gain the support of your spouse or your partner is to show results. Show the results of the work that you're putting in. I would think that my husband will probably be a little, although he's very supportive, he will support probably anything that I do that's not illegal, right? But I'm able to get that support and garner that support because I've shown results. Every week when I'm doing CEO day and we're going through the business finances, I can show him, hey, I made X amount of dollars. We made this. We can pay for this. You know, I can do this with this money that I made. So I'm able to garner that support and reaffirm his support for me by showing up and getting results. So that is the first support. If you are married, if you have a partner, whatever the case, whatever your situation is looking like, that is one support that you have to have. And the way that you get that support is by showing results. So in order for you to get results, you got to show up. Okay. Okay. So you got to have that support. So that's number one. But the second type of support that you need to have is support in your business. And that means having like a VA or a business manager, a social media person. And I understand that a lot of people are not at the point that they can hire someone, but please don't think that it's something that's out of your reach. These VAs, now I won't say online business managers because they get up there, but VAs in particular are not as costly as you may think that they are. Okay. So don't go ahead and count yourself out. But they aren't as expensive as you may think they are. You just got to do a lot of digging and looking, getting referrals to find the right people. Okay. So having support. That's what I think it was maybe 2 years ago or a year ago, I hired support. I don't like scheduling things to social media, regardless of if I have a scheduler or not. I don't like doing it. So I pay someone to do it for me. Now, recently I've been doing it myself, but I do have someone who can support me. So you want to get support at some point. You're not going to be able to do all of it on your own. Like, you won't be able to. If you are going to grow, if you're going to scale, if you want this thing to be successful, and if you want to have longevity in it, you're going to have to hire support at some time. So just keep that in mind. It may not be the thing that you do right now, but at some point you're going to have to get support to help you as you kind of grow your business, and especially if you're still working your 9 to 5. At one point, I had a podcast editor, and at some point in the near future, I'm probably going to get like a video editor. Like, I have a whole list of people that I'm going to hire, pretty much. But the point is, in order for me to grow, in order for you to grow, you're going to have support. So that's the support that you're going to need, the support of your spouse, your partner, and then eventually you're going to have support internally to help you to continue to produce at the level that you want to produce. And I want to throw in another type of support that you need to have. This is not anything to do with balancing your 9 to 5, but just having an online business or business in general. You need to have people within your industry who support you. You need to have business friends. Quite frankly, no one in my friend group, like my friend group, people that I've known for a long time, are doing the work that I'm doing online. That's the reality of it, which means they don't necessarily understand the things that I'm going through. They don't understand the work that I have to do. They don't understand. And it's no fault of their own. It's nothing negative about them, but they just don't understand. So it's important that you have people in your circle, in your business circle, who are in the same industry, who understand what you're doing. As much as my husband supports me, he's not in this space. So some things that I'm talking about, he doesn't understand. He doesn't necessarily understand the challenges. So it's important that I have people in my corner, people that I can go to, I can text, I can, talk to say, hey, this is the issue that I'm having, or hey, this is going on. And I have people who understand what I'm going through. So it's important that you have that kind of support as well. So support of the spouse or partner, having support internally within your business. So having like an assistant, a virtual assistant, some social media manager, somebody who can take some of the workload off of your plate. And then you want to have the support of people who are also in your industry that you can talk to. Let me tell y'all, a lot of people do not take advantage of social media the way that they could and the way that I think you should. I have met some of my closest business friends from Instagram, from an Instagram DM. And these are people that not only are my close business friends, but I would say are actual life friends as well, that I talk to on a consistent basis. We text, we call, whatever, we voice memo. But use social media to your advantage. Use networking opportunities, use groups that you're joining, use all that stuff to your advantage to meet people within your industry and to network so that you have that support system that can help you as you go along your journey. Excuse me. One thing that you will find out that when it comes to the online space, a lot of it is who you know. Who are you connected to? Who is in your network that can give you opportunities, who can refer you? So you have to be strategic about how you use social media. It's not just for you to post stuff about you, but it's also for you to connect with other people. Y'all will be surprised, quite honestly, maybe not. Some of the people that I'm like, we in each other's DMs all the time. Like, you will be surprised, but that's so important if you want to grow your online business, okay? Excuse me, y'all. Let me drink some water. Okay. So I talked about systems that you need to have. I talked about the schedule. And then I talked about you need to have support. Oh, y'all, the devil trying to grab my voice. All right. And the last most important thing that you need to have is a strategy. Let me tell you, and I don't say this in like a judgmental way or anything, because I'm always learning. I'm always evolving. I've been on the online space since 2012. So for all intents and purposes, I ain't new to this. Okay. I've been on the online space. I've learned a lot over the years, which is why I'm teaching you guys and giving you guys this information. A lot of people are lacking strategy when it comes to their online business and how they leverage like social media. Everything that you do needs to have a purpose. There needs to be a strategy behind everything that you do. Otherwise, you're going to find that you're wasting your time. And otherwise, you're going to find that you're not getting the results that you want because you're aimlessly doing things that you see other people doing. So I say that this is important because you don't want to waste your time. If you're trying to balance growing a business and also having a 9-to-5 job, you cannot afford to waste time. Okay? You are already at a disadvantage from, people who are able to do this full time. Although I don't think that hinders you at all. You can still be successful on the side, but you have to be strategic about how you spend your time and your resources. So you have to have a strategy if you're going to balance the two. And when I say strategy, you need to have a strategy for every piece of content that you put out on the internet. There has to be a strategy. Everything that I post online, whether that's a blog post, whether that's a YouTube video, whether that's an Instagram post, whether that's even this session going live, has a strategy. It has a purpose. There's an outcome that I want to get out of this thing, so I'm not wasting my time. So you need to absolutely have a strategy for everything that you do in your business so that you are not wasting time. Time is of essence. Here's the thing. When it comes to growing your business, you're either going to spend time, a lot of it, or you're going to spend money and you're absolutely going to do both. But you can cut down some of the time lost by being very strategic, and you can also cut down on some of the money that you waste by being very strategic and knowing what the purpose of everything is that you're doing. So that is the last important bit that I will say. Have a strategy for everything that you're doing. Everything needs to be strategic. There needs to be a point for everything. Don't just be posting the post. There needs to be something, a reason for why you're doing everything, so you're not wasting time. So when you have a strategy, then you know the systems that you need to have to be effective. When you have a strategy, you know what you need to have on your schedule. When you have a strategy, you know what you need to have support in, and you know what you need to ask for to get help in the support that you need. But you need to have an overall strategy for what it is that you want to accomplish in your business, so that you aren't wasting time, and then you more specifically, you aren't wasting money as well. All right, so if you are just joining, I just shared 4 things that you need to do whatever to balance your 9 to 5 with your online business. If you missed it, definitely watch the replay. But I talked about systems. I talked about having a schedule. Excuse me. I talked about having support. And then I also talked about having a strategy. And then I did a shameless plug to say, if you need help in any of these areas, get on the wait list for my group coaching program, The Monetized Mom, at themonetizedmom.com. And then I talk about this. I go behind the scenes. I'll go behind the scenes of my business. I'll tell you guys the systems that I use. I'll show you my back end. I'll show you how I schedule. I'll show you how I create my content calendar. I'll show you how I provide procedures and information for the people who support this business. And then I talk about strategy. So, excuse me, before the devil tries to continue taking my voice, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. And if you are watching this on the replay, be sure to drop replay in the comments so that I can say hello to you. But my people on Facebook, YouTube, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop those there. If you are on Instagram, if you have any questions about anything that I just mentioned, or you have additional questions about how I am able to balance a full-time business. And when I say full-time business, I mean I make somebody's full-time income in my business on the side. So if you have questions on how I'm able to manage having a full-time job that's very demanding with a full-time business, drop those in the comments. I said that you have to have systems. You need to have a schedule. You need to have support, the right support. And then you also have to have a strategy. So go ahead and drop any questions that you have in the comments. I know it was impromptu. I didn't tell y'all I was going live, but praise God that you're here. And you can catch this live. If not, you can catch it on the replay. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them. Or if you're on Instagram, shoot me a DM and I'll be glad to answer them as well. Let's see if we got any comments going on right here. Got a few people who joined. I am Raquel J says she agrees. Agree. Cool. I'm not sure what you agree to, but hey, kudos to you for agreeing. All right. Alrighty, people, if you don't have any questions or any comments, I'm going to hop off and restore my voice really quickly. But be sure to catch the replay if you did not catch all that information. And again, if you want to get on the wait list for the group coaching program, go to themonetizedmom.com. I am dropping that on both Facebook and YouTube, and then I'll drop it here on Instagram. The Monetized Mom. Oops, I spelled it wrong on YouTube. Themonetizedmom.com. And that is the group coaching program. Enrollment will be opening up this summer. And a little bit about that program is going to help those who are experts be able to earn from their expertise online. So if you're an expert of any kind, I've worked with health professionals, I've worked with doctors, I've worked with a chiropractor before. Like if you are a professional of any sort and you want to start earning from your expertise online, that is definitely something that you would be interested in. So go ahead and get on the wait list there. So you'll be notified when enrollment opens and when I have my private, I'm going to have a private masterclass for the people who are on the wait list. So you want to make sure you get on that, and that is themonetizedmom.com. And again, if you have any questions, leave those in the comments. I'm about to hop off, guys. Thank you guys for joining me in this impromptu live stream. I do plan on trying to do this every weekend, so probably Sundays around this time. So if you want to kind of put this on your schedule, just know that I may be going live talking about some things related to online business. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If not, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Bye. All right, Instagram. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.